Hey all my crafty friends, back with another install of hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 2023. Wah! Say that 5 times really fast. I am going to introduce you to all of the goodies and then we'll get started. So Sweet Pea Papers, Terry Lee and myself are sponsoring this collaboration. We have, with all of us, there's 16 people doing beautiful Christmas stuff. So Sweet Pea Papers doing a giveaway. Go over to her website, Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, sorry, not website. Go over there and get her information on how to do all of that. I have a little special going on at my store right now. If you go in and spend $15 or more on product, you will get a free yard of lace. In my first video, all of this is under a playlist. So if you go to the hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 2023, you go to my first video in that playlist and you'll see the lace. I think I've shown it a couple other times. Oh, here's a bit. There's the ivory, the cream, and the pink. Get it this way. It's really pretty. Really pretty. Okay, then there are also a lot of our other collaborators. They have Etsy shops. Please go and check out their Etsy shops and be kind and wonderful and things like that. Check out everybody's channel and all that stuff. So I'm also doing a raffle for the collaborators, okay? So if you go to my shop and spend any amount of money, it doesn't matter if it's $5 or $50, you spend any amount of money and in the message you say, hey, I'm doing, you know, Terry sent me, or Jovi, or, you know, I mean, we got Rhoda, we got all kinds of beautiful ladies doing stuff. If you say they sent you, then they get put into a raffle. I have 2 prizes, but one of them is just because they're participating, and then the other one is they're going to, whoever gets the most people saying they sent them, they're going to win a prize. So, yeah, so do that, you know, if you want to buy something. I'm not very good at being a commercial, so other than that, that's it. So let's get started, guys, okay? Bye! Hey, all my crafty friends, how you guys doing out there? I hope everybody's having a wonderful start to their weekend. It is Thursday, July 26th, I think so. And anyway, so we are going to figure out what pages that we're going to have in our mini album. You saw the journal stuff. So now I'm going to go through how on a preset size you can go ahead and figure out, you know, how you're going to do your page. So first thing is I am going to do a hidden hinge plus. So you do a 1/2 inch and then you do a 1/2 inch. Now this is going to cut into the paper size considerably, you know, a whole 1/2 inch, because the book is not that big. But I plan on making these pages a little thick, and so if I don't give it room to lay, then the pages will be stuck up like this. So even though we're losing a 1/2 inch on your actual page size, you're gaining maneuverability and usefulness and ease of use to the book. So it is worth it. It is worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and fold on the first fold line, the first one you come to from the end, because this is the part that is actually going to be attached, and please make sure that you're getting it straight. But this is the part that is going to actually be attached to the spine All right, so this first flap that we just created here, that is going to be going down on the spine, okay? So the rest of this is actually going to have to be laying down on the page. So now you can see, I mean, if you imagine the book like this, and here you have that flap on your spine, how far of the page, you know, how far in until you have to cut the page. You can get the same result by folding that flap and laying it right along the edge of the one of the covers, okay? You can go in a little bit, but if you go on the edge and you know, you're not going to go wrong. So yeah, just kind of line it up with the edge, and then it's up to you how long you like to have your pages. Are you going to have cards coming out the sides? Do you want tabs on those cards? If you do, then some of your pages or all of your pages, depending on what your thought is going to have enough room for those tabs to not stick out. You cannot have anything sticking out the back of this book. It is, you have the confines of the cover to play around with on this project. You know, and just doing a book, you can have things sticking out everywhere that you want to, but on this project we can't. My rule of thumb is I like 1/4 in from the top, 1/4 inch from the top and bottom, and 1/4 inch in from the side. That's just me. Everybody's a little different. Some people do 8, some people do the 1/2 inch, some people, I think they just kind of eyeball it where they want it. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way. Just do it. Okay. So, I'm going to put that back there so it doesn't fall on the floor. That'll be great. My display box fall on the floor. No. Okay. So, as soon as I get this cut, I will let you know sizes. Because I'm going to create 3 just like this. Of course, I still need the height, but I now have the length. So, we have a 5 7/8 inch all the way across, and you're going to score on the 1/2 inch and the 1 inch. Okay, so now for height, I can match up what I brought into the side all the way around. And I was going to say, I just had that stinking pencil. Okay, so we're going to go right about there. All right. And then I'll tell you this one. Okay. So 5 7/8 score twice, 1/2 inch each, to 7 3/8. So 5 7/8 by 7 3/8, or 14.9 by 18.7. Okay, I think you can see that. So that is the base page, and you're going to score, and I think you guys in the centimeters probably know about scoring approximately our 1/2 inch, which is about 1.2 for you guys, 1.2 centimeters, something like that. So, anywho, okay, so we need 3 of these. 3, gotta have 3 of them, and I'm going to build the build, attach them, and then decorate them, I think. Because I have to make sure that I don't end up with my book like this. The book needs to come in a little bit so that when you actually get it, whomever buys this, will be able to put pictures in it and have it grow out. So I have to watch how, you know, how else I'm doing that. So I am now going to cut 2 more pages. And I'm just chose the black cardstock because I'm using 3 different people's kits. Elodie's, and I'm sorry I don't know that I'm pronouncing it correctly, but her kit is beautiful, and if you look in the description box and see Elodie's something, you can find her kit. It has her, like, I think she has an Etsy shop or a Ko-Fi shop, or I don't know. I don't remember who's had who, because I've been on all of the, I've purchased from almost everybody. The gal with the Ko-Fi shop, I could not figure out how to do anything in there. So it was like, you know, I'm not very tech savvy, so I'm very sorry. Just not. Okay, 5 7/8. 5. Oh, I'm going to have to mark this one because this is my, that is the one spot on there that between 5 3/4 and 6. So, all you do, where's my end of my paper? Black on black, I tell you. Okay, so you just make a mark. And it's that easy. It's that easy. Okay, and then 7 3/8, yes. All right, now I have bits and pieces and flips and flaps, so we can definitely use those. I'm going to go ahead and score. Again, you're at the 1/2 inch and the 1 inch. 1/2 inch, 1 inch. Now on the 1/2 inch, you're not going to want to put anything on there because that is, I mean, you could put on the one side because you're going to fold, and then the flat part of the fold, this flat part, is what's going to go on. So you don't want to put anything on that side, but you can, if you want to, put something on the inside. That's totally up to you. And I don't usually fold these other ones until I'm done. I just kind of prefer to see the page as flat as possible. So, and anyway, that's just me. I'm not going to put that away because I know I'm going to be using it. Okay, so I have 3 of these, so I'm going to put 1 in there and 1 with each one of those. And I'm going to get out, if I can, oh, yeah, they just hit the floor. That's where my, oh, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to get 2 sheets out. This is 80-pound paper I'm using, so because some of the pages that I printed, I don't want to reprint them. They're on copy paper. So I decided to go up over a 65-pound and do an 80-pound. Just going to give us extra. I'm thinking that, well, I know that I'm going to want a waterfall. But I'm thinking that I'm going to do, oh boy, yeah, okay, so I want some that are, I'm trying to figure out what paper, how they want to cut the paper. I want some that are 6 1/8 by 4 5/8. Yeah, let's 4 5/8. Trying to think of how I can get more out of each one of these. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the 6 and the 4 5/8, and then that will leave me enough of a chunk for a nice pocket, and then I'll see what I can do with this side. So I have 2 pieces right now, and I'm going to do 6 1/8 or 6 1/4. I think I'm just going to stick with an 8. 6 1/8. There we go. And then these are extra. And 4 5/8. And that gives me the 1/2 inch. And then these are extra. Okay. So that gives me a 1/2 inch on the 4 5/8 side to do a 1/2 inch. So I have 2 of those. Okay. What size are these? These are 3 7/8 by 6 1/8. So those are really just a titch too small for me. Okay, so here we go. We can do, I can get 2 more out of these. I can cut the 6 1/8 this way and the 4 and, what was it? 4 5/8 and the 6 1/8. Okay, cutting down to 6 1/8 again. And the 4 5/8. Just a 1/2, that's 5/8. Alright, so I still have good pockets. That's trash. And 1/2 inch. And that gives me 4 of these. And that's a nice little waterfall for this size book. And with 80-pound paper. Yeah. Okay, so I have 4 of these. Okay, if I use these, I will need some of these strips as hinges. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 1 inch. There we go, and that will probably do 1 pocket. And cut this one. Get in there at 1 inch. And let me put this with a score line down the center. Okay, so I'm going to put these off to the side because I know I'll be using those as well. And that off to the side. Okay. So, we've got our first base page here. And we've got this page, which I'm probably going to make a flap. And remember, you only have the space from the second score line to the edge for you to use. You can put decorative paper on this, but don't cover your score line because you are going to use that. Okay, so if I do a flap on this, let's see. if I line this flap up here, and I do, I gotta get where I've got some, do a 1/2 inch. Okay, so I think this will be on the back side. And so let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. I need my... Okay, so I can put one there. Okay, so I have one there. And I can put one there. And one more. Okay. And then I can take and put one down a little bit here and here and here and here. Okay. So it'll be like that. And that's plenty on one page. Or do I want this to cover that? That's also a possibility. Yeah. So, okay, let me go ahead. Now I am going to take just a little sliver, a little triangle off. Just helps hide the inner workings, and it helps with the thickness. Now one of these on both sides, I think I'm going to have to do something a little different to help the, let's see, if I put one here and I put one here, this is so thick that your paper is not going to match up. So what I normally do then, I will meet them. So I'm going to put this one underneath instead of where I want to put it is on top. And this way I can show you. Okay, so if I cut, I'm looking for my pencil again. If I cut right here, and I put that mark on both of them. If I cut right here and cut this piece, the short piece off of this side, and the short piece off of this side, it will be enough, because you're just going to have a picture on this and maybe a little pocket on one side. So it's going to be fine. So I'm going to take my mark, and on the short side, that's the side I'm going to cut out. And I do want to cut out the score line so it's not showing on my page. And you can either do this with your scissors or with your cutter, whatever you feel more comfortable with. If you end up with a little bit of a curvature or something, you can just use your bone folder, or, you know. Okay, so we're going to go here. And we're just going to cut that score line off. Okay, So now, glue time. Okay, so I am going to put glue on the inside part of the flap. Don't get too close to your score line. And I'm going to line this up with the top. This is my base page. Line the first flap up where the cut is on the bottom. And I'm going to wrap this around so it's flush with my top. You can put it anywhere you want. If you don't want it flush with the top, if you want to bring it down a little bit, however you want to do it. Okay, there's that one. And then I've got the other one with the cut on the top. So I'm going to put glue on the inside of the flap. And I'm going to flip it around. And I'm going to line it up on the edge. You know, line my card up on the edge of the paper. And bring that around, and it should just match right up. Okay? Excuse me. We had our garage sale today, and we have it for 2 more nights. 2 more days, I mean. Oh my God, my husband and I are exhausted. We were going to have it 2 weeks ago, but the lady that we were having it with got ill. So we had to postpone it. And this is our first week of over 90-degree weather. Of course. Oh, I got that on a little crooked. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, we were just so hot. But we did very well. Very well. So that was nice. We had a lot of customers. We didn't sell our wood chipper, so we got 2 more days. Hopefully we will sell our wood chipper. Okay, so now we have this, and you do get, this is loose, and then this part's loose. But it all is going to work just fine. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So you're just going to make them match up to the top and to the bottom. And then I just draw a line, and you can see when they're open, they kind of fan out, so I get the line on both of, and I do want to try and get it to be about the same. So let's see. Right in here. There. So I did get it just a touch. No? Where to put it? Yeah, right there. There. Okay. So I'm going to cut the short ends off. I hope I've got this on camera. I started to think, have I been doing this out of camera? That's, we as creators on, you know, doing these videos, we absolutely hate when we do that. Well, you guys know it because we always say, oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. Because there's nothing more aggravating than us trying to explain something and you can't see what we're doing. Yeah, so we try. We all try very hard. Okay, so, and it doesn't really matter which one you put on first, but I am going to make sure that I stay away from the line. But before I put this side on, I think I'm going to cut this down the same size, so 7 3/8. Let me go ahead and do that. Okay, And I'm going to put, if I knew what I did with it, oh, it's right here. I'm going to put a 1/2 inch score line. Okay. Cut off my little triangle. And we're going to line that up and put it down. Okay? Oh, darn it. I am going to need to give this a little bit more room. So, I'm going to add I think I think I want it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it just a little bit. I moved this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it a little larger than 1/8, but not near as big as 1/4. I hope that makes sense to you. Because I don't want to go 1/4 of an inch. Wow, that looks just about 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, well, I'm stuck with it now. It's not. It is smaller than 1/4 of an inch, but not by very much. There we go. Okay. So this one we do need to go ahead and see, now we've got some space in there for all these little picture mats that we're doing. Okay, so on the inside, no, sorry. On the outside of this one, okay, and then I'm going to have to think about what kind of closure I'm going to want on this page. So fold that first fold line down and put this down, but even it out on the bottom. Make sure it's going to be evened out on the top, but stay away from the score line. All right, I'm going to burnish and push that back so that it sits up nicely, and make sure I don't have any glue. Okay, so we have those two, and now we have these two. Okay, so one flap is going to be at the top, one flap is going to be at the bottom. And this time, because I'm not wrapping it around the back end of the page, I'm just laying it down, so it's going to be on the outside of the flap. And I'm going to put the first one all the way to the top. Again, staying away from my score line. But let's match this up. That's a little too far away from the score line. We can bring it in a little closer. There we go. Black on black sometimes, and then on black. Yeah, so I have to constantly readjust, and I have horrible glasses. My glasses do not help me to see at all, so I have a doctor's appointment to go and see about my eyes. I think some of it has been a little bit of an allergy thing, but I just need new glasses. And then that's going to match up and be perfect. Yay! So we're just going to put glue on this back side of this one. You're going to butt it up against, and hopefully if if it's done properly, you're going to have it just butt up there and have it just fine on the bottom. Just make sure that both papers will close, and then of course and that they're going to close and be lined up. This one moved just a smidge. Okay. Make sure I'm not getting glue everywhere. Okay, so now we can do like down, 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 or vice versa. We could actually do it this way, this way, this way, and that way. No, because that, I don't have extra space here, but we could probably just put a magnet on there so that it will stay. So that will work. Yeah, that will work. Okay, so there's the first side. And the second side, I can do a lovely big pocket where we can put lots of tags in. We can do, I'm just looking at what I have from our cuttings. So I have, let's see. Yeah, I've already used my big one here, so I could do a double pocket. Let's see. What do I want to do? I can just get another sheet of paper. It's not like I don't have any more. I don't like to have a bunch of excess cardstock. So I try and also create with my leftover pieces. Of course, these will make beautiful tags. So if I don't end up using those, then it's no big deal, you know, because they'll make beautiful tags. Okay, it's a little too narrow to do little double doors, because what are you going to put on the little double doors? Bookmarks. If you like doing bookmarks, then that would be great. Not really my thing. So, and it's Christmas time. Christmas, 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 Christmas. I think I'm so sorry. I think I'm going to make a major spread here. I got the hiccups. I got one open, excuse me, and, excuse me, and one open like this. So it'll be a big spread. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, hopefully they're gone. Okay, so this was 7 3/8. I am going to go ahead and cut this piece. 7 3/8, or do I want to do 7 3/8 and maybe do it smaller? Ooh, kind of make it look like it's a belly band. Huh. No, I like that. I like the big. So I'm going to get 2 pieces. I want the big. I'll do the big, the belly band look maybe on another one. But here I want 2 pieces. 7 3/8. Okay, and so that is this way, and we can do our 1/2 inch scissors. Thank God. Well, if they would have landed on my foot, you would have known about it. Okay. Yes. Okay, and 7 3/8, 1/2 inch. Okay, get this folded. And let's see. On one of these, let's do 1/8 difference. And you do need to fold that 1/8. Well, we can do that in a little while. And I'm going to go ahead and do a 1/8 difference on this side, too, additional score mark. Okay. And get my page back here. This is front, this is the back. So, we have one page here. I do need to score these. Come on. There we go. Get it started. Line it up. And burnish. Okay. Cut. Remember, you don't take any of the score marks off with this. You're cutting. No score marks are injured in the process of this video. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm having way too much fun. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one, my first flap, and I know it's too long, but I don't know if I'm going to cut it off or if I'm going to flap it over or what. So I do want to kind of put that 1/8 of an inch extra piece down so I can see what I'm doing and get it right up on the edge is what I'm looking for. And make sure that we're straight on the top and the bottom. Everything looks good. Okay. Alright, pages are getting a little thick. I'm not used to working on page on top of page because you have to be careful. Like this has got that 3/16 inch gusset, and every time I push here it can crush that. So you know, you either want to make sure that it's back a little ways so you got it flattened when you're going to push on this side so that you're not crushing it. We don't need crushed gussets. You want nice gussets. Well, that didn't stay nice. There we go. Yes. And push that back. Now this one I'm not going to put on until I go to cut. But I'm thinking, because this is quite a bit, there is my fold line, so I want to come back a bit so I can either score and flip this one way or the other, and I could have a side pocket. Now this is the spine, so a side pocket on this side going in would be very nice. Or you could do the side pocket this way and it's closed in on itself, so you really won't lose anything. But then you're working against this to pull out of your pocket. So you have to think about which way you want to do it. And I think with this one, I'm going to flip it this way. So I'm going to put this on my scoreboard and right where I made the mark, And just going to burnish that down. And let's see what kind of pocket. I think I will cut some of it down because we don't need that much of a pocket. But I'm gonna leave it until I decorate, because I may come up with something that maybe I want to do that, or something that I can put a tall piece on and then cut around it. So I'm going to leave the length for right now. And I think I will probably do the same with this one. It's going to go on the second score line, remember. Not all the way down to where we folded the flap. And if you line it up before we glue it, keeping it away from the score line, let's stay in, you know, at least about 1/4 of an inch. Yeah. And then I'm going to score this one. And I'm just going to do the very same thing until I go to decorate. Then I'll figure out exactly. But I think I'll do this one to the back. Yeah. Go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. Oh, I didn't cut my edges. Daggone it. Okay. So, the flap where the spine goes, that's where we're putting it on, except on the second score line. And I have this score 3/16 part, I'm squeezing it forward and laying it down so that I can put some pressure. And I'm laying down my little 1/8 of an inch so I can see where this is going. With 80-pound paper, this is just not always that easy. But you know, all has to get used, right? Okay. Yep, and I got way far away down here. I got this when I bought a whole bunch of stuff off that mom and pop shop that closed. She retired. It didn't close for bad finances or anything like that. She was just ready to get out. And she gave me some great deals because she knew I was trying to start my Etsy shop, and so it was a lot of fun browsing around and not have to pay full price for stuff, because I had gone and bought some stuff when she first announced, and go ahead and pull that out and carefully, because again, I still don't want to crush anything. I went and bought some stuff because, you know, I wanted to get the Primo stuff that I really wanted, or what I thought was going to be the best stuff to have. And then at the end, she called me and she goes, everything that's left in the store has to be out by, I don't know, it was like 2 days. She said, so you come over and pick up whatever you want. I took a minivan. And I didn't have room. All right, guys, there's page 1. Thank you very much. And until then, you lost me over here because it's out of room. Till next time, guys. Bye.